Gentlemen, we've got a fine show for you tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, that was the top of the order queue there. You aren't going to believe.
The following program is brought to you in living color.
That's a turnaround to your right. I don't want to go into the sun, but I'm more than
So fresh, so new. Freedom! It's all for you.
All for you. Freedom!
Keep your ear to the ground.
Talking about the freedom!
It's the best show in town.
Good evening, guys and girls. How the blooming devil are ya? It's Friday. It's 10:45, and you're live with Friday Night Live, and me, your amazingly special guest. Emphasis on the special, the Grom. How are you? How are you doing in yourselves? I hope you're winning. I hope you're well. I hope you've had a fantastic week, and if you haven't already finished, I hope you're about to finish that daily grind, that graft, the day job, and I'm hoping you're about ready to cue into an amazing weekend ahead. If you haven't quite got there already, then let's just hope this show gets you fired up for the weekend ahead. It's been a gnarly week, as always, but first things first, and this week is it's most definitely the best part of it all. Let's just get this real right here, because this isn't just any coffee tonight, guys and girls. It is the Coffee Guys coffee. It's that really awesome coffee. So first shout out this evening has got to go to the legendary Mr. Chris. Friday night salute to you, sir, for supplying me with that goodness, for that gravy, that bean, that speciality, that really awesomeness. Hopefully going to get me fully fired up for the show ahead. Because let's just say, ladies and gentlemen, the week's taken it out of me. It's been a short one as well. It's only been 4 days. Oh, dude, that's super hot, super fresh, and super loving it. So, guys and girls, if you are here with me currently live, don't forget you can get into the live chats. And as I always stipulate, I might not be able to keep an eye on it while I'm doing the show, but I will be sure after the show to go through every single comment, question, or just abuse from the news, and I will read it and be sure that if there is anything that I do miss that is question-like, I will bring it into a show possibly next week, and I will answer it for you specifically. And if you are unfortunately not able to join us live right this second, please feel free to leave comments underneath the video and I will get back to you. So I'm keeping my fingers crossed that you're not in that position and that you are tuned in live and the weekend is about to start, or it's at least on the horizon for you. So yeah, get fired up, get in the live. There's some awesome people already showing up, and it's lovely to see the legendary Dave Usan. So, sir, the second Friday night salute goes to you, because you have been sorely missed in the Friday night lives. You've most definitely been missed at work. And let's just say, it's awesome to see you here. It's awesome to see the legendary Dan Cov, Cockney Buddha showing up. Chris, the coffee guy himself, is in the live chats. The legendary Bob Marsh. Sir, it is beautiful to have you here. I appreciate you tuning in. And none other than the other Chris, the other legendary Chris, that is Mr. Chris Avery. So, dude, pleasure to have you here tonight. It's awesome, man. Like, the live chat's already exploding with awesomeness. I just hope that I can meet and match that level of just vibe with the show. If you haven't already seen it, I have yet again, because I'm like super fired up now, got a little poll running in the live chat. Now, I am unsure if you are watching this after the event, if you will be able to go into the comments below, swipe left, give you the live feed, and whether it gives you that poll at the top of the live feed. I don't know. I apologise if you can't see what I am currently speaking about. However, I can already see out the corner of my beady little eye that currently, by 40% of the votes, the news is winning the most favourite segment. And it's been something that's been playing on my mind. So this week, I've been really focused in on self and self-improvement, to be precise. Just trying to get after it harder, improve what I do, and try to be the best version of the Grom possible. And I was in a little bit of a dilemma today. I got home from work, and let's just say, by the time the working week is over, the creativity and the energy seems to be drained within it, like almost nearly non-existent. However, I love getting in on this show, and I love trying to bring fresh things and just keep it spicy, keep it entertaining, and keep it fun. And today I was super stoked to get home from work, try to put some work in to create some new segments. And I came home, I got the laptop fired up, I got into creative vibes, and it just wasn't there. So it sucked. However, I chose to use my time as wisely as possible and just diverted my focus into trying to get some awesome news articles. So I'm kind of, Shiner Light's just gone 50%, heavy. So yeah, I've been trying to get super focused in on the news. And if I'm brutally honest, it's actually probably the most gnarliest news that I've done to date. It's most definitely the most amount of paperwork that I've ever printed off for news. So yeah, I hope I don't lose the audience, because I wouldn't say it's a deep one, but there's some information in that. So you'll have to stay tuned for that, and it will be coming up at the hour mark. Check that out. That's fully professional. But going back to what I was originally saying, and that is the sense that I want to kind of keep the show entertaining, I want to keep it fresh, and I want to keep that FOMO. Check me out with like trendy terms and stuff. I want to keep that FOMO there. And I do, I've got to give a shout out to Dan for pointing out my mishap in that poll, and that was not mentioning special guests. However, I don't always want to rely on having special guests. It's an amazing thing to do. I love doing it. It's such a rush. It's such a vibe. And it's just a good experience, I think, all round. And you'll have to let me know in the live chats if you agree with me on that. The interviews, I wouldn't say they're interviews. They're more like just having some awesome conversations with some awesome people. But all of the conversations that I've had with the individuals that I've had on have been epic in my books, because it's just, when else would I have ever done it if it hadn't been for the Friday Night Live? So that aside, I do want to be able to keep that level of awesomeness, that level of energy, and that level of FOMO coming to you wonderful people that are sat tuned in all of the corners of the world. So yeah, going to be working on that one. And I've got a little something, because after I'd got into the news and done everything that I needed to do for the show this evening, I had a little bit of an inspiration, a little bit of something. Maybe it was the idea that found me. I don't know. All I do know is just stay tuned, because there's something weird coming your way. I don't know if we're going to keep it completely full-blown kook, or if in weeks to come we might even take a little serious tip on it and give you some solid Friday night information. But that you will have to wait and see, because there is plenty in the show this evening, and it's just going to keep going. However, I do want to touch very quickly before the hour mark hits, and that is last weekend. Apart from the fact that it was Easter, apart from the fact that the clocks went forward for us, the Grom again went surfing. Can you blooming well believe it? I went 3 times in 3 months. Admittedly, 2 times were in 1 month, but I'm just going to take it with the original quote, which is 3 times in 3 months. Never did I ever imagine that would be the case. However, I did come into this year thinking to myself, I'm going to try my damnedest. I'm going to stick to my guns, and I'm going to do everything that I can in my my mind, body, and soul to whether it's research, theory-based stuff, or most importantly, get out in the water and practice the only way that real practice is ever going to be, and that is get out there and do it. And yes, Saturday, feels like a million months ago now, but Saturday I was lucky enough to get out in the water yet again this year, and let's just say, man, those boots, the XL 5mm dry lock boots, claimed it in the vlog. I said that was going to be a high performance upgrade, and as I said in the vlogs as well, you guys and girls claimed it. You said it in the comments. You were like, pop-up's looking good. It's all down to the boots. That's all I'm saying. And on that leads us to our little claim for this evening, which is tonight's unofficial sponsor is none other than the Sorted Surf Shop. The Sorted Surf Shop, based in Boscombe, they are tonight's unofficial sponsor, due to the fact that this Sunday, guys and girls, if you are on the south coast of the UK and you were in the area, be sure to go and drop in on them Sunday, because if you are familiar with the wonderful little thing that is the Red Bull foam wreckers, Sorted Surf Shop has done their own kind of little vibe, and I believe, I'm probably going to get this wrong, it's called Icebreakers, I think. And yeah, roulette wheel, multiple surfboards, but the biggest and most important thing about the event is that it's a £5 entry. There is raffle prizes to be won. There is obviously like the whole get involved, get surfing, have some fun, get out there and just get stoked attitude about it. But most importantly, all of the money, I believe, is being donated to the RNLI, which if you've seen me in the past vlogs, especially the one where I was in Hastings, I was most definitely gutted that I wasn't able to actually make a donation to those guys and girls, because I will and always be forever kind of loving of those people, fully voluntarily, like out there going into gnarly waters to save people that need them. Anybody that wants to go out in gnarly conditions in a gnarly sea and save people gets a massive Friday night salute to me. So there is just not enough money we can force those individuals, and I was really disappointed that their shop was closed. However, as much as I can't make Sunday, I am going to be giving some money to the lovely people at the Sorted Surf Shop, just to get involved and donate some money to the RNLI, because they do an amazing job. So huge shout out to the Sorted Surf Shop in Boscombe, because they're legends. They're like my local surf shop, even though like an hour, I don't know, 2 hours, maybe even more, 100 miles away, let's just say that. But they're an awesome shop, absolute amazing bunch of guys that run the place. And this event Sunday morning, go and check them out on Instagram for the Sorted Surf Shop. You can see their link tree in the bio, and it will show you all about Sunday's events. And hey man, if you're in that vicinity, if you're in that area, go and get involved. Or if you're not and you want to, just feel free to donate. Send some, you can hit on the link, send some money their way. You'll be helping the RNLI, which I love to help them. Hopefully, fingers crossed, I will never need to use them. But I just like to know that they're there if I do. Anyway, so we've hit the hour mark, guys and girls. It's your favorite time. No, it's not. Second best favorite time of the night. Something like that. Anyway, it's Friday night news. Oh, messed up when I was all in a rush. Man, the paperwork on this one. Friday night, guys and girls. So, this month started off with none other than April's Fool's Day. And I left the wig off and everything else because, just wait. Anyway, so you might not have been fooled by all these April Fool's Day pranks, but sometimes you have to admire the ingenuity. With the window for April Fool's Day pranks now closed, here's a roundup of some of the more creative and canny jokes. And this is pretty epic. Let me get myself right in here. Get myself right in here. Seriously, some of these are gnarly. So basically, search and rescue sheep deployed on Dartmoor. Anyone getting into trouble while hiking on the bank holiday could be aided by a rescue sheep. Dartmoor Search and Rescue Team announced. They're equipped with high visibility bandanas, bells around their necks so casualties can hear them coming. Yeah, which kind of funnily links to this one that I don't know if you can make out in the picture, but a BS detector app from real estate company Purple Bricks promises to alert you of any lies from estate agents using AI lie detector technology. It will give you a warning bleep when it hears suspicious speech patterns. Now, bear in mind, all of these were April Fool's Day pranks, so yeah, stay with it. This last one is epic, but we've got a few more. Swiss police announced the newest weapon in their war on drugs. Sniffer chickens. Yes, you heard it right. The new flock of drug-detecting chickens joined the squad after a successful testing phase, according to police. Cheaper to train and keep than dogs, the chickens also lay daily eggs, police said, contributing to their cost effectiveness. Service cats, putting the cat amongst the chickens. Yeah, you like that? Zurich police also announced felines would be joining their canine unit. After a period of long planning, intensive selection, and many hours of training, today the time has come to announce we are supplementing our service dogs with service cats, the Zurich City Police said. Their quiet, velvet paws and compact body mass are ideal for in confined spaces. Yeah, it's brutal. But this one, and this is what the picture relates to, and I don't know if you're going to be able to see what it is there. You might have to lean in. You might need glasses like mine to be able to see it. Sending toilet paper to Uranus. Yeah. Sustainable toilet paper company Who Gives a Crap is launching a toilet roll into space all the way to Uranus. With billionaires chucking cars into space and taking their midlife crisis to the moon, we thought it was time to do something truly meaningful, the company said. The 3.2 billion kilometre journey will take about 9 years, and names for the spacecraft are being crowdsourced on Instagram. Current front runners are High Plyer and the Cosmic Roll Aerospace Program, or crap. So yeah, that's gnarly, and they were all April Fool's jokes that probably, and I wouldn't be too surprised if they had a few people wired in. So yeah, or wrapped up, rolled up. Maybe they believed it. I don't know. The madness truly is real. This one's kind of funny. So we've all seen it. We've all seen these high divers. There's been some legendary ones from time to time. And obviously, I want to say Tom Daley, the British diver, is pretty epic. This one, though, I want to say his name is Jardard? Don't know. Basically, a French high diver took a huge tumble in an Olympic contest, from what I can make out. He took the fall gracefully and posted a debrief on Instagram. So basically, have I got my notes wrong here? Probably have. No, I haven't. I'm missing a bit. So I'm missing a bit with the guy's name. Alexis Jardard, I think his name was, lost his footing in a vital moment on a 3-meter springboard, bouncing once, then slamming his back onto the board before falling headfirst into the pool, causing an unwanted splash. His fellow divers kept their composure and executed synchronized performance, barely rippling the water in contrast. As well as leaving him red-faced, the accident left the Olympian athlete with a red back, which he proudly showcased on social media. So, yeah, dude, and it even happened in front of the French president. I don't know if you can make it out from the photos, but if you just put in, like, French Olympic diver into Google, you will be able to see the video clip. And he comes out, he looks like the man. He's going for it. Admittedly, some people may say it was only 3 meters. from my point of view, I'm like, dude, any sort of diving off of a diving board over a meter is pretty gnarly. And this guy comes out and he's just about to do it and he slips, absolutely lands flat on his back and then kind of falls off and belly flops into the water. Not a good look, but I must admit, it did make me chuckle. So, you know Friday Night Live News loves to bring you a little UFO story, and it wouldn't be Friday Night Live if we didn't. So, this is pretty up there. So, again, go and check this out. Footage has emerged showing a suspected UFO zigzagging above a nuclear power plant in Kudankul... I love picking good words, don't I? Kudankulamar in India. I hope I've pronounced that right. The mysterious bright lights were spotted hovering repeatedly above the largest nuclear station in India, sparking concerns over its safety. Indian police investigator filmed a bright speck of light making darting movements in the night sky above the plant. And the footage is out there and you'll see it. Loads of news channels have covered this story and it's pretty epic. He fears the object is an extraterrestrial visitor, and he is not the only one concerned over it. UFO sightings near nuclear facilities have intrigued and puzzled sky watchers for decades. And I went and done a little bit of digging because, you know, getting full news reporter styles now. In the late 1940s, during the dawn of the atomic age, peculiar green fireballs were reported in the skies near atomic laboratories in Los Alamos and Sardinia, New Mexico, sites where the atomic bomb were first developed and tested. These unidentified aerial phenomena caught the attention of the US airmen and remained unexplained. A declassified FBI document from the 1950s even mentioned flying saucers measuring nearly 50 feet in diameter near the Los Alamos labs. Over the last 75 years, high-ranking US military and intelligence personnel have consistently reported UAPs near sites associated with nuclear power, weaponry and technology. Advanced Aerospace Threat Identification Program, AATIP, a covert team of UAP researchers within the Department of Defense received funding to investigate such phenomena. So check that out. They're even getting like funding as well. This Kudankulamar nuclear power plant in India, this isn't the first and it probably won't be the last. So go back a couple of years and they've also had these same sightings. It happened again last summer when there was like sightings happen over it. Then I dug some bits deeper as well. Hartlepool Nuclear Power Station in the UK, newly released UK government files including a 1993 sighting of something strange hovering over the Hartlepool nuclear power site. The object is seen multiple times in the sky over the Teesside and Cleveland area in northeast England. Despite these consistent reports, the question remains, why are UFOs frequently seen near nuclear facilities? Researchers like Robert Hastings, author of UFOs and Nukes, extraordinary encounters at nuclear weapon sites, continue to explore this intriguing connection. Perhaps there's more to these sightings than meet the eye, a cosmic mystery entwined with our most powerful technologies and secrets. Dude, there's so much about this. I don't even know if this is something that is actually happening off the back of them being nuclear reactors. But again, if you just go and check out UFO over Indian power plant and watch the clip of this, it's really gnarly. It really is. And obviously this links back into a previous story that we've covered on the Friday Night Live News, which was where the Pentagon, I believe in 2021, actually had to do an investigation and release papers on it, I think the following year. And it just seems to be nutty. And the other thing that I'm not going to complete, I needed a tin hat to fire on for this one. But this also links into a really old conspiracy theory, and I'm hoping that somebody that watches this will be able to enlighten the Grom on it, because I remember hearing a conspiracy theory in the really like late 90s, possibly the early 2000s, and I've been completely unable to go back and find it on the internet. I know it was out there, and this was the sense that Hollywood has been desensitizing us for years in the fact of alien invasions, due to the fact that, let's just say this, the whole New World Order would not be able to take control of the planet that we live on if they couldn't, for one, be able to debunk religions and every religion as such, and also if they were to kind of use, let's say, a third party, i.e. the discovery of extraterrestrials, or even worse, extraterrestrials coming into our airspace, should we say, most human beings would be absolutely mind blown and probably lose the plot. So the conspiracy was that they've used Hollywood to desensitize us with the likes of like Independence Day, Close Encounters of the Third Kind and such, and that they are going to use hologrammatic technology to intrigue us into the world of extraterrestrials, and then therefore be able to debunk the realms of God or any such other gods from any other religions, ultimately resulting in being able to take over the world and start a new world order. There's a heavy thought for you. Let me know in the comments below what you think to all that as a thought. If you've ever heard of that conspiracy theory, and if you can dig up anything on it, I'd love to hear about it, because I looked and I looked and I looked and I could not find that conspiracy theory on Google for love nor money. And I even used Bing's AI as well, and I just couldn't find it. Anyway, I digress. So today, or maybe not today, but the 5th of April 1994, we lost the legendary Kurt Cobain. It's been 30 years since the tragic death of the Nirvana frontman Kurt Cobain, who took his own life on April the 5th, 1994. Cobain had risen past the statue of a cult icon on the 90s grunge scene to find mainstream success, penning to critically acclaimed alternative rock albums, and inspired a generation of artists. Now, the FBI shocked in 2021 when they publicized, there was a publication of letters related to the death of Kurt Cobain, and it sparked a wave of contentious theories from Nirvana fans worldwide. Two letters were included from individuals who believed Kurt Cobain's death was a result of a homicide against the judgment made by the police in 1994. And I'm not going to go into it because I kind of overrun on the last one. But basically, there was even reports upon the discovery of the body by an electrician on the 8th of April. Police ruled he had been dead on April 5th, although two people claimed in these letters that they'd spoken to him on April the 6th. So, I am just going to say this. It is very sad that he is no longer here. He was a legend, and let his music live on. I was a late comer to the world of Nirvana, but let's just say it's left an everlasting impression. So, there you go. That was the Friday Night Live news. You know what it's all about. Now check this out. Let me see what you think to this. It's firing! Break out your coffee, guys and girls. What did you think to that last segment? So, it's firing, dude. That's what it's all about. That was the surf report. It's always firing. So, that kind of leads me back to what I was, talk about messing up the news. Leads me back to what I was saying before the news in relation to, I'm thinking about doing like a bit of I was going to do a local surf report. Today, I just thought I'd cook it out a little bit and just test the waters to see what you think. Now, going forward, I did have an idea as to actually doing some local surf spots. Maybe gag it a little bit and be like, hey, local surf spots, Mavericks, Nazare, but then on the flip side to that, and I don't know if any of the amazing people are joining me this evening, but oh dude, that character is going to be called Kooky G. It's Kooky Steve's cousin, but that's a story for another day. I was thinking of actually doing a sort of semi-serious, maybe south, east and west coast. I don't know. Let me know. If you are watching this and you are a surfer in the UK, do you think I should do a weekend surf report as a quick little sketch at the arse end of the news? Or should I just do it and maybe report on further afield surf spots? Don't know. It was just a whimsical, mad little thought, and I was going to make a little bit of a Fruit Loopy character. More to the point of I just like throwing on the trucker hat and the sunglasses. So it's something that happened in the week that I thought I'd continue on. So, guys and girls, oh, check it out. The legendary Billy is in the live chat. Dude, I can't even do the math on that. I suppose it's like, what, 3:30, 4 o'clock in the afternoon for you, dude? So, yes, aloha, brother. It's official. We have a gentleman that is based in Hawaii in the live chat. That brings the true aloha to the aloha, you know? Friday night salute to the Hawaiian. Billy, beautiful to have you here, dude. And what do you think? Did you see the surf report? What did you guys think to the actual like clip for the segment? I thought it was a vibe. So let's have a little look. Ah, and Adam, great to see you popped up as well, dude. Otherwise known as, or AKA, the Everyday Surfer. Pleasure to have you here, dude. I hope you're in good vibes, good spirits. Let's close down this poll, and I'm quite interested to see that. So nobody voted for I don't believe it, which is not shocking. But I tell you what is shocking, and that is the fact that if I close this now, vote now or forever hold your peace. Because if this closes in the next minute, 60 seconds, shall we say, it's even Stevens. And I'm quite impressed with that, guys and girls, because 7 individuals that have voted on that. And for you to split between the news and shine a light, I'm impressed. I do love the shine a light segment, and I'm gonna end the poll. Let's do it. Boom. There it is. It's official. So check that out, and I'm hoping you will all see that in the live chat. Let me know. Let me know if you can see the results to that poll in the live chat, because that would help me out without me jumping out and looking in YouTube and stuff. So yeah, what's your favourite segment? Yep. Yeah, so you guys and girls can see it. Awesome. Check that out. We might, let's just see. I reckon I could fire up. Okay. It seems like I could even fire up more polls as we go. That's an interesting thought. So I could even run little like tiny short polls during the course. So if there was something we touched on in the news or some other quirky stuff, we can throw some polls out there. So yeah, awesome. That leads to a whole nother thought, but that's something for another day. So on with the show. But yeah, kind of linking back to what I was saying at the beginning, and that is the sense that definitely want to keep it spicy and I want to keep it lively for you lovely people. Now, I know when I get guests on, it's just off the hook. It's amazing. And the guests are always just absolutely monumental people, because they're the kind of people that I have. And I'm very fortunate enough to know, and they are willing to jump on the show, which again, still absolutely blows my mind. So all of that aside, just trying to give you some fun and some like let loose. And it kind of didn't shock me when you say about shine the light. And I'm going to do this and get this up, because now I will leave it in the description below. However, I'm going to put it out there. That email address, ladies and gentlemen, the one that you can currently see on the screen, will also, if you're not quick enough to jot it down, or you don't have anything next to you right now as we speak kind of thing, it will be in the description below. And please, feel free, because I haven't mentioned it for a few weeks, and I just wanted to put it out there to say, hey, if there is somebody in your life, whether it's a colleague, a loved one, maybe a relative, just a friend, maybe even just a complete stranger that you happened to bump into, or it was somebody that came back and delivered a wallet that you'd lost, or just somebody that maybe just cut you a smile on a day when you needed it the most. We want to hear from you. We want to hear from you in relation to what happened? Who are they? What do they do for you? Are they just that kind of shining light in your life, or did they just shine that little bit of light in the darkest of times? So if you know somebody like that, or if you've had an interaction with an individual that was just like needed that today, please feel free. I'm going to put it up again because we can do that kind of mad, crazy stuff. There it is. Please feel free. It doesn't have to be massive. It doesn't have to be like in depth. If there's somebody that you want to shine a light on, email below a short description. You don't even have to put in names or any of the such. And it could be completely anonymous. Just saying. But please, hit us up on the show and let's shine a light on more people. Because for many weeks, I was just being kind of biased, really, and shining light on people that I wanted to shine a light on. It was going to get to a point, though, where I just get to the really just shining a light on all of you every goddamn week that show up. Because I'm not going to lie, the individuals that do have the opportunity to be able to jump in on the live chats, get involved and ask questions, and you commit and you take the time out of your nights and evenings and afternoons to show up here and join me on the live show. Seriously, that is just something worthy of shining a light on you lot. Because as much as I can sit here and I can put on stupid glasses and I can try to think of all these other like segments and witty things, if it wasn't for you lovely people tuning in and like making that commitment, and I appreciate it, I seriously appreciate the absolute hell out of it. I cannot stress it enough. That all of you people just get in on the chats and you've created your own little Friday Night Live community, which is awesome. And I just want to like evolve that, but not to a point where it dilutes and we lose that kind of level of camaraderie maybe. But I want to just blow that up to a point where it just gets gnarly. And I've said it in the past, I love it when it's popping off and it's just firing. And there's so many times where I almost want to just like pour out some more coffee, sit back, be like the worst presenter or host in the world and just be like, hey, what's going on in the chats? And I need to be able to do that. I need to be able to relax a little bit more in the shows. I think somebody said last week, breathe. And I don't know if that was in relation to when I was saying about the anxiety levels, but I think it could have well been. But I just see it at the time and it was like, oh yeah, Mark, chill out, bro. Take a little breath. You haven't got to talk all the time. Because the chats, man, you guys just make it. It's awesome. So, let's just take a vibe. And in the words of the Cockney Buddha, breathe. Just breathe a little. Because, yes, the weekend is on the horizon, guys and girls. Before we know it, it will be Monday morning. And I know you don't want to hear that, but I'm going to tell you now, just as a little public service announcement brought to you by me, the Grom. That if you're not careful, this weekend will have shot out from beneath your feet and you just will not know what happened and it'll be Monday morning. So this is your friendly reminder from a Fruit Loop to just say, take a breath, chill, remember, it's still Friday. There's 48 hours off from the world, man. And what are you going to do with it? Let me know in the comments. So, have I missed anything? Now, I did see some real big spills coming into the live. There was a couple of big bits from the legendary Billy. So, they tried to go early. You're going surfing, dude. Please, I hope you go surfing, Billy. I know you have absolutely put in so much work while you've been out in Hawaii. And I know that you've got a few sessions in, dude. I'm just hoping. I'm hoping and praying, and I want everybody else in in that live chat to do your best like surf condition like juju dance, and let's just see and keep our fingers crossed that the legendary Billy can get one more surf before he returns back to the big island, back to the US of A, because that would be monumental. What else have I missed? I'm sure there was some abuse coming up in the lives. I can't do two things at once, man. Okay. Yes, while digging into that UFO article, I actually went down a complete rabbit hole, if I'm brutally honest. I didn't realise just how many times UFOs have been spotted around nuclear power plants, particularly, and also nuclear weapon sites, and the amount of times it's been caught on camera. Again, this is something that I want to work on in coming weeks, where if I can figure out a way to just like quite easily cut to some video clips, because I've said it so many times where I'm like, dude, go and check it out. But in all honesty, man, it's like the 21st century. I should be showing you the clip live on a Friday night, but I didn't know what sort of issues that might lead, especially if I was stealing them from news channels, because that might be an issue. I might have to do some trickery there. So, hey, Fruit Loop. Just retire like me, then Monday is just another weekday. Dude, I believe that anyway, because I have so many people be like, oh man, it's Monday. And I'm just like, dude, any day is just any day for me. If I was on holiday, if you were on holiday, would you actually recall what day it was? After you've been there for maybe 2 or 3 days, you wouldn't know. You wouldn't know if it's Tuesday or Monday or Sunday. You were just in a sweet spot, chilling, living your best life. You'd be like, it's at some point between light and dark, or it's dark, or it's light. I don't know what day it is. I'm hungry. I need food. I need a drink. You wouldn't worry about clocks or time or days. So why do we stress about it, man? I kind of like Mondays, man. It's always a good start for a new week, new horizon, new vibes, and like, let's get some, you know? So, time is a human-made thing. It most definitely is, Mr. Buddha. It is a measurement, my dear boy, that we have kind of invented that has almost enslaved us. If there is anything that we could enslave ourselves with, it has been time. See, there you go. The legendary Davy San, exactly the same, dude. I never know the day of week lately. Lucky you, Mr. Dave. That is all I'm going to say. Very lucky you. Because I will say, as much as it's been awesome because I've lost myself in the world of podcasts, it's been a struggle. Which leads me to my next bit. I've mentioned it a few times, and I've been banging on about it in the vlog. The legendary extreme ownership. Now, I thought I had it down here, but I've obviously put it on the shelf. I've got it as a hardback book, but this past 2 weeks, I've been getting into the Audible. Yes, you heard it here. There was a huge sort of rigmarole with it, where they were offering it for a cheap price, and every time I went onto it, it said, pay now, $7.99. Whereas on the article, the main front page, it was like 99p for the next 3 months. So, yeah, Mark gave up on that. Got a little bit stressed and was like, do you know what? Don't worry about it. However, Andrea went onto her Audible account that she's kind of not kept running, and give her the offer of 99p. She accidentally bought it, proving the point that it was 99p. Worked in my favour, and therefore she gave me her Audible account on my mobile phone so I could get the Audible version of the legendary Extreme Ownership by Jocko Willink and Leif Babin. Now, if you haven't heard me bang on about this book enough, I will highly recommend, if you're an Audibler, go and get it on Audible. If you are just one of those good old-fashioned, like a hard copy of it, you will be able to find it in all of your favourite bookstores, I believe Amazon and such like. Or if you're like me and you just want one of those early editions, you can go and trace it down as long as you put a little bit of footwork in. All I'm going to say is that I was actually nearly that nearly inspired to start a segment by the name of "It Changed My Life." Let me know in the live chats if you think that's a good vibe. Because I will say this, and I know the legendary Mr. Chris Avery is also reading this book, or at least listening to the audio, I do believe. All I know is that there is such valuable tips in that. And yes, it is written from the perspective of a gentleman that served, or two gentlemen that served with the Navy SEALs, and at quite an extensive amount of time in the Navy SEALs, and also fought in possibly, or I believe is labelled as one of the most hardest battles due to the amount of level of insurgency that was in the town of Ramadi. It was gnarly. Again, I don't want to kind of shy away from the point. However, they came back, and through their experiences, through their mistakes, and through their successes, they equivalently decided to clash their heads together and put it all down into a book, otherwise known as Extreme Ownership. And you might sit there thinking, I'm not one for war stories. However, I will say this. The way that the book is laid out, it one gives you an example based around a situation in a war. Then it gives you a way of how to, like, the practicality side of what they learn. And then they give you also how this would work in a business environment. Now, I'd like to go one further and say, as much as you don't need it, or you may not need it for a military situation, or you might not need it for like a CEO managerial position, I would highly recommend that you maybe try to give it a little taster or a tester, because there has been so many things in that book that I am trying to implement in my life that do exactly the same thing as it will for a CEO or a guy that is trying to go for a really gnarly war-torn environment, shall we say. There's some absolute golden bits of information in there, and I cannot stress enough. I should really have the book, shouldn't I, so that I could just shake it about there. Cannot stress to you that you need it, or at least give it a little whiff, give it a little stink, run your eyes over it and see how it feels to you. Because let me just say, I am absolutely gutted that it's over. And yeah, I had to go back to the Jocko Willink podcast just because they needed a little bit more of that kind of like, get up, get on it, get after it, and stop messing around, man. Because after all, this ain't no dress rehearsal, right? So, how are you getting on with it, Mr. Chris? I've never been much a reader, but I'll mostly likely get the book for the holidays, something to read while I'm burning in the sun. Dude. There you go. The legendary Chris even said it himself. He would highly recommend it. Dude, Mr. Chris, the coffee guy. Sweet dreams, dude. Have an amazing weekend. And on that, I'm not going to keep you lovely people any longer, because I can already see that Mr. Chris needs to go to sleep. And I also know that Tom, if you're watching this back, dude, do not worry. I know that you had an early start. I see that in the chats. So I'm not going to keep any of you lovely people any longer. Don't worry, we'll be back next week at 10:45 with some similar kind of madness, maybe some new segments, and just, I don't know, maybe just a little bit of time to sit, chill and reflect. Who knows, we might even try to get the Cockney Buddha on here and get a meditation session going. Who blooming well knows. But on that point, don't forget, Sunday morning, UK time, Sunday afternoon, you'll have to correct me in the live chats. Live meditation session with the legendary Cockney Buddha. And if you don't already know his channel, go and maybe find it in the live. Like, go and find his little icon, click on it, and it'll take you to the channel. I will say this, everybody, just well worth, again, as much as I recommend the book, I recommend tuning into this guy's live on a Sunday, because it just gives you that reason to kind of tune out of all the madness. And as much as you might have a phone in front of you, at least you're not like doom scrolling. Just kind of breathe, relax, chill, done. And you don't have to sit like a Buddha. You can just breathe, relax, and let the mind wander. And it's really good, because I tell you one thing, I am not a great person for meditation at the best of times, because I don't ever have enough time to actually allocate to doing to such a thing. So at least once a week, if I get in on there, it forces me to just be like, decompress, put the phone down on my little stand, listen to what this guy's saying, and then just tune out and relax for a little small period of time. And what other better day to do it than on a Sunday to get you ready for that like week ahead. On that note, guys and girls, that is me tonight. I hope you've enjoyed the show. I hope you have an amazing weekend. Don't forget to find a little bit of relaxation, but in the same breath, make sure that you make the very most of your time, because one, you just never know when you might not get an opportunity to do something. Secondly, you never know when the last time may be the last time. And thirdly, but most importantly, if you don't make it happen, nobody's going to make it happen for you. So on that note, take it easy, stay awesome, don't drink too much coffee, it's bad for you. Be loving to others and have fun, as long as you're not hurting anyone else. But for now, it's me signing off. Have an awesome week. I'll see you again, same time, same place. Take it easy.